All right, you guys, Jufro back again with picks. This time, just MMA strictly. As you know, last time I was completely wrong about boxing. I picked Spence. He got destroyed by Terrence Crawford, and MMA didn't go that well either. So this next one, UFC 292, which is in Boston. So I'm gonna pick 5 fights. I was debating on doing the prelims. Well, actually, screw it. We'll do it. Weidman versus Brad Tavares. That's going to be the main prelim. Both fighters kind of just there now. Tavares has been 2-4 in his last few fights. Weidman's been gone for so long because that when his leg snapped against Uriah Hall. I'm gonna pick Tavares. Weidman, personally, to me, should have just retired. He was 2-6 prior to that. In his last 8 fights, anyways. Look, he was a champ. He was the first one to beat Silva, if you remember that. I beat him twice, actually. Honestly, he should have never came back, in my opinion. But I think he's done. I think Tavares beats him, probably knocks him out. And at this point, I think after that, Weidman should just retire. You had a great career. Like I said, you'll forever be known as the guy who took out the great Anderson Silva. Be done, bro. So it sucks to say, but it's just that's what it is now. All right. So we'll go that one. Now the main card. Okay. So the first fight actually is a very, very good fight. It's honestly interesting if you think about it in comparisons actually for the main event. So it's Chito Vera versus Pedro Munoz. Now Munoz beat Chris Gutierrez in his last fight. Chito, I was very he looked like he was coming on. He fought Corey Sandhagen, and Sandhagen's a beast. No one's taking that away from him. I thought he was gonna do better. I didn't know if it necessarily was gonna win, but in that last fight, I was not impressed with his performance. But I think he'll turn it around against Munoz, and I do pick him to win that fight. All right, so that will be there. The next one. So there's a lot of hype with this next fighter. He's an Irishman. Another Irish, Dana White loves his Irish people. Ian Gary. So he was supposed to fight Jeff Neal. Didn't happen. Neal pulled out. So now Neil Magny's coming in. Now, I think this is a great test for Gary to see if he is, I wouldn't necessarily say the real deal because, he's undefeated, but we just don't know. But I think this is a great litmus test for him to see how far he is in his career, So with that, and Magny's tough. You just know Magny's gonna give it to you. He's always, it's usually close fights. He did get beat by Burns pretty easily a couple fights ago, but I'm gonna go with Ian Gary. Like I said, so far the hype is real. So far, if he beats Magny and if he beats him convincingly, this kid might, have some momentum. He'll probably after that fight a top 10 guy, I would assume, because I think Magny's in the top 15. I believe he is. But so that will be a good one. So the next fight is going to be a bantamweight fight. It's Damon Blackshear, who's coming in on, he just fought on the 12th, I think, so last week, and he's turning around and fighting on this card against Mario Bautista, who's supposed to fight Cody Garbrandt, which I was hoping to kind of see that fight as well. But Damon Blackshear came in as a replacement. Didn't take, he ended that last fight really quickly. I'm going to go with Bautista. I don't know. Bautista's on a little bit of a roll. This was a good litmus test for him with Cody Garbrandt. But Blackshear, again, like I said, especially that he doesn't really have to cut weight again and everything. But I'm going to go with Bautista. Should be an interesting fight there. All right. Now the co-main and the main event, 2 title fights. I'm really excited about the co-main event. It's Zhang Weili against Amanda Lemos. Now, these two are action-packed fighters. Zhang has, to me, one of the greatest fights ever against Joanna Jędrzejczyk a couple fights ago. She's the champ, as you know. She beat Carla Esparza and it's funny how it all works. And if you're not familiar, Zhang was a champ, lost to Rose then lost to Carla, and Carla lost to Weili. So it's just kind of like a effect. But Rose has been out for a while, so I don't think anything's gonna happen there. Lemos, she did lose to Andrade not too long ago, but she pulled off a couple victories. She beat Marina Rodriguez, which was pretty impressive by TKO and punches. So that was really impressive. It's gonna be a really close fight. I think it will be an action-packed fight. I can definitely see this going 5 rounds, but I could also see somebody getting finished here because, like I said, these ladies hit hard. They're super impressive. It's just gonna, honestly, to me, this is probably the one fight I'm looking forward to the most out of all of them, even more than the main event. Which is crazy. You might be like, well, you're not as interested in the main event. I am, but I really am interested in the co-main. I'm gonna pick Zhang. Not saying that Lemos isn't good, but I think Weili now, she's getting better, and now this is her second stint as champion. I think she might be a little bit more dominant now, especially because like Rose was her, you kind of like curse, you could say, and Rose is nowhere near the title picture in my opinion. So with that, I'm gonna go with Zhang. And in the main event, we got champ Aljamain Sterling, which they're saying he's the bantamweight GOAT. I don't agree with that. And that's even with this, even if he picks up this win. But he did say this is his last fight at bantamweight, win or lose. He's gonna move up to 145, and he wants to, if he wins, especially, he wants to challenge Volkanovski. And he's fighting this guy's very popular, very young, got a lot of hype behind him. Sean O'Malley, you guys know him, Sugar Sean O'Malley. He won his last fight. He won very controversial decision against Petr Yan. But Yan's kind of been on the downslope since then. So after he lost to Sterling, Sugar beat him, and I honestly thought Yan was going to wipe the floor with him, and it was that close of a fight. I mean, I haven't rewatched it. At the time, I thought Yan won, but I can't. I think now that I've seen highlights here and there. I haven't really watched the whole fight again, but I can see where now people say, "Hey, Sugar won." I'm gonna go with Aljamain Sterling on this fight. Listen, O'Malley is impressive. So, like I said, I was very impressed with him, his durability in the Yan fight. He's definitely got knockout power, but Aljamain's durable. It's really good, and he's great on the floor. And we don't really know how O'Malley is really on the floor. And I think Sterling's just going to take him to the ground. And he's also never been in a 5-round fight. That's the other thing as well. And Sterling's built for that. He's very technical. So I'm going to go with Sterling retaining his belt. And then, like I said, he's going to go to 145. So as we go back into those picks, like I said, in the in the prelims, Tavares. In the main card, I am picking, again, Chito Vera, Ian Gary, Mario Bautista, Weili Zhang, and Aljamain Sterling. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments. Do you agree with my picks? I think I'll do better this card than I did the last couple ones. So we'll see from there. But as always, guys, please, love to hear your comments, and we'll do another one soon, y'all. G-Fro.